what's up, book team? It's Amelia and welcome to my channel. So I just hit 150 subscribers, which is so exciting to me. Like, it blows my mind that even at least like 10 people are interested in my ramblings and my overall awkwardness. So just the fact that like 150 people are like, hey, this chick is cool enough for me to at least keep tabs on her, like, my mind is blown, and it's just a weird thing to think about. So in celebration of this, I thought I would do a little quick get to know me rapid fire question round. The last time I did any semblance of a get to know me video was back when I had my channel originally, which was 2 years ago. So I was like, what was I was 22, 23 back then. Point is, it's been a couple years since I've done any semblance of here's a little bit about me that's not book related thing. So that's what we're gonna do today. And I have a lot of questions here, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. What is your full name? My full name is Amelia Audrey Put, and yes, that is put like P-U-T, like put it on the table. A lot of people see my first name and they like to overcomplicate it and make it like Put or something like that, but no, it's just Put. Are you named after anyone? Yes, I am. My first name, Amelia, comes from my grandfather, whose name was Emil or Emil, and if you add an I-A, it's Amelia. And then my middle name, Audrey, comes from my grandmother. Both of these grandparents died before I was born, unfortunately, so I've never met them, but I've always heard great stories about them, and I feel a special connection with them. Where did you grow up? I grew up in a very small mountain town called Idlewild, California. Just a little chill, hippy-dippy art community. And when I say small, I mean small. Like, there's no chains of any kind. The only chains there are a Shell and a Chevron, and they're right across the street from each other. And there's not even any stoplights. There's only stop signs. So again, small. What is your favorite cultural activity? So I can't think of many like cultural activities I participate in. However, I am Jewish, and while I wasn't raised religiously, I have recently felt inspired to keep up with some of the traditions that come within the culture of Judaism. So Hanukkah is one of my favorite things ever. I think it's a gorgeous holiday. And then I also like to light a candle to memorialize someone's death on their death anniversary. I just think it has a lovely meaning behind it, and it's just a great way to remember someone that you cared about that you no longer have around. What is your favorite holiday destination? Honestly, anywhere. I love to travel, so if I'm able to travel anywhere, especially outside of the country, I'm golden. That's perfect for me. What is your favorite physical activity? Hiking. I love to hike. It is my favorite thing ever. I love being surrounded by the wilderness and nature, and I like how low impact it is compared to running because I can't run for shit. And then also swimming, which I hope to get into more so than I have been able to these past couple years. But it's another low impact, like full body workout, and it's very meditative for me, so I always love whenever I do get the chance to swim. What is your favorite time of day? My favorite time of day is actually 3 a.m. I know it's a weird time, but I just love that time because everything's so still, and it's also the time that I feel most creative. Now granted, I don't stay up till 3 a.m. that often, or at least I try not to, but whenever it comes around, I just feel like so calm and again inspired, or I don't know, I get like this sudden energy burst sometimes where I'm able to be super protective, and I don't know how to explain it. Are you scared of heights? I am not, actually. Like, there will be some situations where I'll be like, oh my god, I'm super high. But then other situations, like in a plane when I'm looking down, for some reason I don't make the connection of how far up I actually am. There's like a disassociation with the distance. So yeah, no, I'm not scared of heights. Are you high maintenance? I would like to say I am not high maintenance materialistically. Like, for example, I'm not wearing any makeup right now. I usually don't wear makeup, and typically I just shower and then let air drying do the rest. But when it comes to other people dealing with my emotional side, then yes, I am pretty high maintenance. Are you more inclined to build your own empire or unleash the potential of others? I would say I'm more likely to unleash the potential in others. I'm definitely a team player, and I will occasionally slip into a leadership role, but when you give me a huge group of people, I kind of get intimidated by that. Also, the idea of having complete authority kind of terrifies me. Also, whenever I'm reading a book about a hero's journey, I usually enjoy the trainer or the person who's giving their guidance or wisdom or whatever a lot more than the main character, so Are you a fan of any sports team? Hell yeah! Atlanta United, baby! This is our wonderful local soccer team, and they just won the championship last year, and hopefully they keep kicking ass this year. I forgot how much I loved soccer until moving here, and then I went to some Atlanta United games, and then I just fell in love, so now I am an undying supporter of them. It's also weird for me to say because I didn't grow up with sports in my life. Like, no one in my family really follows sports, minus like my uncle who's big into baseball. But that has since changed, and now I love Atlanta United and just soccer in general. Can you close your eyes and raise your eyebrows? Is that supposed to be hard? Is that like a skill? Am I doing it right now? Like, I didn't realize that's a hard thing to do. Or maybe it's just supposed to make me look stupid. Can you do a split? Hell no. Can you touch your nose with your tongue? Nope, can't do it. Can you whistle? Oh, there we go. And I lost it. Can you dance? I have a solid sidestep, you know, just little that action. Maybe some snaps here and there, or some claps. I can't do that right now because I'm balancing my laptop on my lap, but you know, it's fine. Do you remember your dreams? Not usually. I actually was apparently a really morbid 5-year-old. I was just on my way to school and my mom and I were walking to the car and I was just suddenly out of nowhere like, Mom, I think sleeping's supposed to prepare you for death because all there is black and dark. And she was like, okay, sweetie, we're going to kindergarten. At this point in time, I would also like to clarify, I had no clue what religion was until I was in 5th grade. So I was like 10 years old, and that's a story for another time, but essentially, I didn't even know who God was. Do you sing in the shower? I do not, although I do rock out to a lot of things in the shower. The car is my concert venue of choice. Do you have a tattoo? I mean, this is my one and only tattoo. Yes, it is giant for a first tattoo, but I literally had this idea for 7 years, so I knew it was the one. I have a buffalo, which is kind of like my unofficial family animal. Basically, my grandfather was a Flemish Belgian, and when he came over, he settled in Detroit. And it's a very old Detroit-based slang term to call a Flemish Belgian person a buffalo. And my grandfather thought that was hilarious, so when he started making a family, he made all these golden buffalo necklaces, and everyone on my dad's side of the family has one. So I've always had a strong affiliation with the buffalo, and I consider it to be, again, my family animal. And in some ways, my spirit animal. And by the way, yes, I know technically this is a bison, but this is the shape of the necklace. And if anything, it's just a cute mistranslation on my grandfather's part or the jeweler's part or whoever's part. But yes, again, I know it's a bison, not technically a buffalo, but you know, for all intents and purposes, it's a buffalo. And then the other important symbol is this peak right here. This is a rock formation called Talkwoods Peak, and it's right above my little mountain town. And it's kind of like the town's icon in a way. And then everything else was generated by the artist, because I literally was just like, here's the thing, I want this necklace and I want this mountain peak, and you can do whatever you want with it. And this is what she came up with, and I'm just so happy with it, and it makes me feel more and more confident every single day, which I think is a great thing, especially because this is permanently on my body. But yeah, I've had it for almost a year now, and I couldn't be happier with it. Do you have any allergies? Technically, yes. I have had multiple severe allergic reactions to wool blankets. Not to wool. I have worn wool clothing and I've been perfectly okay, but there must be some kind of like chemical or starch or something that they put on wool blankets that just does not mesh well with me. Trust me, I know it's weird, but it's just how it is. Do you have pets? Yes and no. I do not have pets with me here in Atlanta, unfortunately, but I have 2 puppies back home. And when I say puppies, I mean they're actually like 10 years old, but I have an Australian Shepherd named Xenia, and I have a McNab Shepherd named Bodhi, and they are the 2 pieces of my heart, and I miss them every single day. Who was the last person you ate dinner with? My Dungeons and Dragons crew last night. We got Chipotle together, and it was a lot of fun, and it was an interesting session. We were a little rusty because it's been a while since we've been able to meet, but hopefully we get more regular again. But I love the group so much. They're some of my favorite people. Who would you tell first if you found a dead body in your garden? The police? What is your star sign? I am a Cancer. What is at the top of your bucket list? I would love to get a triple crown. So basically a triple crown means you've hiked the Pacific Crest Trail, the Appalachian Trail, and the Transcontinental Trail. And those are the 3 longest backpacking treks that there are in the US. And I want to do them all. I'm nowhere near prepared enough to even start them yet, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It'll happen. How many countries have you been to? Oh God. All right, so I've been to Mexico, I've been to Cuba, I've been to England, I've been to the Netherlands, I've been to Belgium, I've been to France, I've been to Croatia, I've been to Austria, I've been to the Czech Republic, I've been to Slovakia, I've been to Hungary, I've been to Germany, I've been to Israel. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's like 13, I think. Have you ever suffered a fracture? I have not. I actually, knock on wood, have never broken a bone or sprained anything. I've never even had stitches. Like, I've been pretty safe. What is the first amusement park you've been to? There was an amusement park near where I grew up called Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom. It was an Egyptian themed water park and it was the coolest thing ever. I loved going there all the time for my birthday, especially because I'm not an amusement park person. Like, I hate roller coasters, I can't stand them. But like, water parks are my shit. But unfortunately, I think they've closed down since, because every single time I drive by there now, it looks super dead and barren and abandoned. So, what was your first ever cell phone? I had a Motorola Razr as my first phone, and I wish I still had that little thing because I still think it's like the best phone ever. And I was a pro at texting on that keyboard. Like, people think I'm fast on the iPhone now. They should have seen me back in middle school. Like, what animals scare you the most? Why? Snakes. Snakes terrify me. They're just so weird. I don't even want to fathom being near one. Like, ugh. Like, for an animal that doesn't have legs, they're super fucking fast. And that should not be a thing. If you could live forever, would you rather stay one age forever or get older? Probably stay one age forever because I still like being able to be mobile and to do things. However, if I was able to get older yet still be super spry and athletic, I would totally do that. Like, I would love to be a little babushka who can just lift heavy objects with no problem and run a marathon no problem. Like, that would be the dream. When did you suffer your first heartbreak? Pretty sure middle school. I had this huge crush on one of my classmates, and God bless him because he was so patient and respectful and still kind to me. I asked him out like so many times and he always was very polite when he rejected me, but you know, it's fine. I was super fucking crazy when I was in middle school, so I understand. Pick one, a comedy movie or a horror movie. Definitely a comedy movie. I can't handle horror movies. They get into my head too easily. Like, I saw the trailer for the recent It movie and that gave me nightmares for a month and I just, nope, can't do it. Forgiveness or vengeance? Forgiveness, because I think it benefits the person who's doing the forgiving more so than the person who's being forgiven. And also, sometimes forgiveness in itself is the best kind of vengeance. I'm just saying. Kill or be killed? What the fuck kind of question is that? Neither, Jesus. Would you rather be able to play 10 different instruments beautifully or speak 10 different languages fluently? Ooh, that's a good question. Both definitely have their different appeals, but I think I would love to be able to speak 10 different languages fluently because there's just so much you could do with that and it would make my travels so much easier. And honestly too, when you learn a language, you learn a lot about the culture in turn. Like, how a culture is structured usually is echoed in its language, and you can just learn so many little nuances about their way of living through learning the language. I would just be learning so much and I would love that. Would you rather have $1 million in your bank account or an IQ of 145 plus? I'd rather have $1 million in my bank account. I am perfectly comfortable with my current IQ level, not that I know what that is. And I don't need a higher IQ to know how to distribute that $1 million properly. Would you rather have a friend who's very blunt with their words or a friend who tells a lot of white lies? I'm always a honesty is the best policy type of person. Like, yes, sometimes the truth hurts, but sometimes it needs to be heard. Although that being said, just because you're honest doesn't mean you have to be a dick about it. Would you rather live in a rural area or the suburbs? definitely a rural area. Like I said before, I lived in a hippy-dippy mountain town, so I was in the middle of a forest, and it was the best thing for me. City life kind of scares me, and I feel like suburbia can be a little bit too plastic and fake for me. But put me in the middle of nowhere with like trees or fields or mountains or what have you, and I feel perfectly at home. Would you rather your parents were able to read your thoughts or your crush was able to read your thoughts? Oh, my parents, 110%. I already tell my parents everything, so there's nothing that would probably shock them at this point in time. They would probably hate it more than me, to be very honest. And those are all the questions that I have today. I hope that guys gave you a little insight of who I am and how I am and what I am. Honestly, these are some of my favorite kind of videos because if you didn't get the impression throughout this entire video yet, I love learning about people and meeting new people and talking to them about their lives. Like, I am definitely a really nosy person, but it's because I am genuinely curious about people and just what they've experienced in life. So definitely feel free to talk to me about anything you found interesting or share a favorite lesson or experience with me. I don't care, like, you can hit me up in my DMs or comments anytime. Let's just chat about life. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to know of future videos, please hit that fancy dancy subscribe button. And to all of my subscribers, thank you so much again for subscribing. It really means a lot to me, especially because I'm reviving this channel after being gone for so long, and it really just helps solidify that I made the right decision to get back into this wonderful community. Like, I seriously love you all so much, and I can't wait to keep discussing books and going on adventures with you guys. And with that being said, I am going to say adieu. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye!